Hello, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and it's time for another episode of Who'd Win and Why. This time we got two of Spider-Man's most popular Goblin villains, because he actually does have a lot. We got Green Goblin versus Hobgoblin. Now, if you remember from my first Who'd Win and Why, if you ever saw that, you'd know that Green Goblin was already here. He fought Joker in Joker vs. Green Goblin. It's only the third episode, and Green Goblin's already back for more. It's time for a Goblin Duke out, and that's really cool that Green Goblin's already back. So, who'd win and why? Let's find out. So I briefly covered Green Goblin last time, but, I'm just going to go over it again because I didn't really say everything. So, and most of what I say for Green Goblin will actually apply to Hobgoblin. And actually, before I start, I just want to make something clear. Yes, I will be using the Goblin Serum for Hobgoblin as well as Green Goblin. And I do that because I honestly don't think it's that fair a fight if we don't give Hobgoblin the Serum. And also, from what I've seen, he generally has it. Just to make it a bit more fair and just what I feel is the more popular version of how Hobgoblin is portrayed. So, let's move on. Green Goblin. So, he obviously has his glider. His glider, I believe, can go up to 90 miles per hour, which is very, very fast. He also has superhuman strength, speed, durability. He also wears some chainmail under his tunic, so that gives an extra boost in durability. He also has a lot of stuff in his, up his sleeve. He has, the pumpkin bombs, which are basically his signature weapon. He also has, what else? Just, grenades, a lot of, and gas and stuff like that, and smoke. He has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, not as much as someone like the Joker or even Batman, but he still has a lot of stuff going for him in his bag. With Hobgoblin, most of it's the same. He also has pumpkin bombs. He has sharp throwing bats. I'm not sure if Green Goblin has those, because that's generally what I've only seen for Hobgoblin. If Green Goblin does have those, then I haven't seen much of it really at all. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, I don't know. But I don't think it'll play that much of a factor into it anyway. So, yeah, but Hobgoblin has nearly everything Green Goblin has in his own bag. His glider is actually, he has a glider as well. It's actually faster than Green Goblin's. Maybe you didn't know that. But while Green Goblin's glider can go up to speeds of 90 miles per hour, Hobgoblin's can go up to speeds of 110 miles per hour. So I'm guessing some of you guys didn't know that, but that's actually a fact. So Hobgoblin's glider is actually faster, though Green Goblin's glider, I believe, can actually shoot out things like missiles and smoke and stuff like that, like some sort of gas. And I'm not sure if Hobgoblins can do it, but I haven't seen much of it. Frankly, I haven't seen much of Green Goblin doing that either, but I know that's something that at least one of his gliders can do, stuff like that. I'm not sure about Hobgoblin, though I'm assuming he doesn't. That might be a wrong assumption, but I'm just going to assume he doesn't. So that's something good for Green Goblin. I also believe Green Goblin's glider has a bit more maneuverability. Just because it looks a bit sleeker and stuff like that, and, yeah, that's just my assumption there as well. I have to make a lot of assumptions because they are very similar, and I have to try to find the differences as much as I can, because if you're having characters that are just way too similar, it's nearly impossible to figure out who'd win. Do you remember the Death Battle Green Arrow versus Hawkeye? They were very similar. It was a very close fight, and it was really, really hard to tell who'd win. Really, I think only researchers like the Death Battle research team would really be able to come up with a solid conclusion. So I have to try to figure out the differences as much as I can to see how I can determine a winner. So I basically rattled off the main stuff about them, and like I said before, Hobgoblin will have the Goblin Serum, so he also has superhuman strength, speed, durability, and not only that, but Hobgoblin also has bulletproof armor, which I'm guessing is a bit more durable than the chainmail underneath Green Goblin's tunic. So that's an added bonus. So not only is Hobgoblin's glider faster, but he also has a bit more durability with him, and he has a lot of the same weapons and stuff like that. Another big difference is that Green Goblin is insane. He is completely insane. I'm not sure if I'd really call him a psychopath, but he is. He's crazy. He's completely screwed in the head. And Hobgoblin is not. He is actually completely sane, and that's because he removed from the serum. He actually removed the insane part or whatever. But the point is, he did not inject him with whatever would make him insane. So he has all the Green Goblin powers, essentially, like strength and speed and all that stuff, but he's not cursed with insanity. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. Now, I think this is what I'm going to say who I think is going to win. This episode will probably be a bit shorter than the others, just because it doesn't take long to analyze each character. However, even though these characters are really similar, I think I've theorized a solution of who would win, and I feel very confident in who I think would win. And there are really good reasons for it. So, who I think would win, you may ask? That is Norman Osborn himself, the Green Goblin. And some of you may be thinking, well, you just said his glider's faster. You just said that he's more durable. Why the hell do you just say... Yeah, okay, guys, calm down, okay? So, here's why I think Green Goblin will win. First of all, we all know that Green Goblin's just much smarter than Hobgoblin. While Green Goblin may need time for prep to do some of that smart stuff, I'm pretty sure he could outwit Hobgoblin in just a simple fight. He'd be able to figure out what his weaknesses are. He created the serum. He knows he's much smarter. He knows how what the serum's weaknesses might be, or maybe there really aren't any weaknesses except for being insane, which Hobgoblin is not. But he knows how to use it more. He's been in the game longer than Hobgoblin has, I believe, because remember, he stole the serum, and Green Goblin has been using the serum more. So I have no doubt that he'd probably be able to outsmart Hobgoblin, even if they are on really the same levels of weapons and gadgets and strength and speed. Even if Hobgoblin is a bit more durable, I believe that he would still be able to take him, because it's not like Green Goblin's not durable at all. Remember, he has chainmail. And remember, we're dealing with superhuman strength here. So I'm pretty sure that he could still do some damage, even if he does have some sort of armor with him. There is a really, and also with the glider, just because some of you might be having questions about that. Well, just assuming that Hobgoblin's glider does not have anything that shoots out of it or anything, Green Goblin is much better when it comes to air combat. He's going to be, if they're both flying their gliders, he's going to be able to shoot them down much faster than Hobgoblin will be able to do anything to him. And also just the fact that even though Hobgoblin's glider could be faster, I believe that Green Goblin's glider could probably make sharper turns and stuff. It's probably more maneuverable. Also, Green Goblin, again, just the fact that Green Goblin's been in the game longer than Hobgoblin has, he'd be able to use the glider and be in he'd probably had more experience in the air. And even if it is faster, probably it's not a good idea to go at your max speed when you're fighting someone in the air or anything. It's really only good for traveling. So I think that they would both be flying at around the same speed if they were going to fight each other in the air. So the only thing that would be useful for the 110 miles per hour would just be running away, and he'd lose then. So yeah, that's how I take it anyway. The most important thing, though, that I feel that gives Green Goblin the edge is that he's been, like I said, he's been in the game longer, and he's been fighting Spider-Man longer. He's just been, how do I say this? He's been able to work with people. He's been able to work by himself. Hobgoblin. Here's what I was gonna say. This is something you're gonna want to listen to. There's really only been two main Green Goblins. There's been Norman Osborn and there's been his son Harry Osborn. There have been, I believe, 2 others, but they have not stuck around nearly as long as Norman. No one has stuck around nearly as long as Norman Osborn. And with Hobgoblins, there's been 5. There's been Roderick Kingsley, who I'm assuming we're using, though I don't really think it makes that much of a difference. There's been Jason McIndale. There's been, I believe it was Phil Urich. There's, that's only 3 of the 5. And Ned Leeds, I think, and the second one I can't think of right now. That's the one I'm missing, the second one. The one after Roderick Kingsley. But my point still stands. If we're using just one Hobgoblin, he's not going to have nearly as much experience as Norman Osborn has, using the Goblin Serum and just fighting people. So even if Hobgoblin's glider is faster, that's not going to affect much in the fighting. And just even if Hobgoblin is more durable, I'm pretty sure Green Goblin can get past that with all the other advantages that he has. And I just think that Green Goblin being insane could be a good thing. I think it could be a good thing. I think that is that what makes him more intelligent, or is it just that Norman Osborn's more intelligent? When it comes to being a strategist and stuff like that. Because I know Norman Osborn is I know he's smart by himself, but I don't know. The point is, being insane, I don't think really that gives that much of a disadvantage, even though it might make Hobgoblin think a bit clearer. But still, Green Goblin's just been in the game longer. He knows how to fight people. And I'm not saying Hobgoblin doesn't, but, just more experience. Just, if you're a more popular character, it means you've done more things. You've been able to do more things. And that's what I think gives Green Goblin the really superior edge over Hobgoblin. So that's my take on it, guys. I feel really confident in my answer. You guys might think that I'm wrong, and I might have missed something. Maybe Hobgoblin's glider is better than I thought. If it is, please tell me in the comments below. I want to know more stuff about each character, because I'm not an expert on any of them. This is just all my opinion. And if you want to see any more Who'd Win and Whys, please give that like button a click, and tell me, who do you want to see me talk about? Because I'm really open to anyone as long as I know the characters. If I don't know the characters, then I'm in trouble. So as long as I know the characters, I'll probably do a Who'd Win and Why about them. Just tell me in the comments below, because I can't do them if you don't tell me. So guys, that's it for this video. I think Green Goblin wins. Hobgoblin, you're going to put up a good fight because there is a lot of similarities, but just in the end, I think Green Goblin's going to take it. If you have any other ideas, just tell me. I know I'm just repeating myself. If you have any other ideas, just tell me in the comments, and I will see you with another video, hopefully soon, but I am pretty busy, as I've said many times before, but it will get cleared up very soon, I promise. So, see you later, and have a good night.